Alright, what's going on, guys? I am bringing you, I guess, the long-awaited class setup video. Not my regular pub stomping class setup video. I mean my multi-team, Smackin Sweaties, whatever you want to call it, class setup video. And I didn't want to do this for a very long time because when I play people in multi, I noticed that a lot of people don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like they don't know the correct classes to run. They're just lost. Like they're running like some people try to run like a competitive class setup and stuff. You know, like a lightweight, dexterity, MSMC and shit, and they think that's gonna fly. Nah, it's a whole different meta game in multi-team, or not even just in multi-team. This class setup video can be used for any game mode in Black Ops 2 when you're playing against tryhards. I wouldn't recommend any of these classes for pub stomping. I can do a pub stomping class setup video after this one. I can do that for you guys, but this is 100% going to be whenever you want to play tryhards. These are the 10 classes that I run and that I would probably recommend. And as you guys have seen throughout the last couple years, I guess, or last year and a half, they work out pretty well for me. So yeah, this is just... Yeah, I figured, because I'm pretty much done with multi-team. I'm done with Black Ops 2 almost, pretty much. So, I have enough gameplay of it to last me until Advanced Warfare. I've kind of gone back to just chilling and playing other games and stuff. I don't really care anymore. I really don't feel like trying hard multi-team anymore. That shit, it got old, man. It just got old. So, I've decided I can release these class setups, because I don't want to release them back in the day because that's helping out the competition. So, you know what I mean, like. Now I'm done playing it, so I figured I'd give them out. And there's still another 6 months or so for the people that are still playing it, so this can help the people out. So anyways, let's talk about what's going on here. Basically, I use 3 main guns. Now, and I also have 3 main setups of each gun. As you can see, I use the AN, FAL, and SMG. Now, the reason I do it like this is because it depends on what map you're playing and what role you're playing and, timing of the game and stuff like that. Whether or not I'm going to run an AR, SMG, whatever I'm going to run, it just changes depending on, the situation. But basically, I do the same 3 class setups, just all of them have a different gun, basically. So, my first set of classes are like this. They all have the same perks. It's going to be Flak Jacket, Hardline, Toughness, and Dexterity. The only difference is the gun and the attachments I guess on the gun. Now, and in the tactical and lethal. So basically, I'm not a high enough level on this account to have C4. Every single class will have C4 as well. Just one C4, and don't spam C4s, man. I always run C4, but you'll never see in my videos that I have like fucking 20 C4 kills or something. Like, I don't spam the C4s. I use them whenever I need to use them, and that's pretty much it. Say if I get someone one shot, they run behind cover, then I'll throw a C4 over and finish them off. But like, I don't just fucking spam the fuck out of C4s, like spawn up, throw C4 dice, throw C4 die, like that's for fucking losers. But yeah, anyways, now the only guns you should ever be using playing against good players is the FAL, the A94, or the M8A1. None of these other guns you should ever be using if you're playing against someone good. And I mainly recommend the A94 or the FAL. The thing about the M8 is in public game modes, there's a lot more enemies, so, when you're playing a private match 4v4, obviously you want to use the M8 because it's a really good gun, and there's only 4 enemies, and you usually aren't getting in too many gunfights at once. But, in a public match, there's going to be a lot more enemies, so I recommend the A94 or the FAL so you can kill multiple people at once, and the reloads are a lot quicker on both of those guns than the M8 as well, so that's the reasoning behind that. And don't use the FAL if you're not good with the FAL. That's the number one tip I can give you, to be honest. There's a lot of people that try to use the FL and they don't have a fast trigger finger. And they try to put like fully auto on it and shit. Like, no, just if you're not good with the FL, just don't use it. Just use the AN, dude. It's not a big deal. Now, as far as the attachments, my personal favorite attachments are the red dot and stock. I definitely recommend the red dot over running fast mag, simply because you are going to be more accurate. Whether or not you think it's not helping you or whatever, 100% you're going to be more accurate with the red dot than you are with the iron sights. That's just the way that it is. Like, the iron sights, they're fine on the A94, like, unless it's like a super long gunfight, I don't feel like a red dot is needed, but I'd rather just have the better accuracy than, risk it and put on the fast mag. I don't need to reload that much, it's not that big of a deal. So, anyways, that's just my opinion. Now, as far as the perks, Flak jacket is a must. Every single class you have better have flak jacket on it because everyone throws C4s, everyone throws nades and stuff. You need flak jacket. And the lightnings as well. Sometimes you can survive a lightning if you have flak jacket on. So definitely recommend that. And the other perk I have is hardline. Now these classes, I have hardline on all these because I feel like these are the classes that these are the main class that I use, and I feel like hardline is very necessary when you're playing against good people, because you aren't going to get that many streaks. If they're truly good, you're going to need the hardline to get your streaks, because streaks are really good and they really can help you win a game. Like, that can change a game whether or not you have streaks or not. It really can. So in my opinion, hardline is probably almost necessary in my opinion. If you're playing bad people, I guess that you know, I don't want to say bad. Like, if you're like tryhards, but you're just like better than them, and you know it's not a problem. Maybe you don't need to run hardline. You'll get your streaks anyway or whatever. But for the most part, hardline helps out a lot. Toughness, of course. If you're not running toughness, you're fucking lost. I don't know what to tell you. You know, there's nothing else here that. Now, scavenger and hardwire, never run scavenger against tryhards. That's just a complete waste. You're lost 100%. Never do that. Now, hardwired. That's going to be a different class setup. I'll show you that, guys, in a second. Now, the third perk. Now, on ARs, you can run Tac Mask. I wouldn't recommend it. I recommend Dexterity over any other perk for the third perk. It really does help you in gunfights, 100%. You know, it lets you play more free. Like, you don't have to worry about, should I sprint this corner? You're like, yeah, I can sprint the corner. I have Dexterity. No problem. So, my opinion, Dexterity is probably the best third perk. But, you know, if you want to run Tac Mask, you can. I definitely don't recommend it on subs. On ARs, you can get away with it because you're going to be pre-aiming a lot of the time, so it won't matter. Extreme Conditioning is a complete waste of a perk. Do not run this perk. If it was not, you know, like if it was, you know, unlimited sprint like it is in Ghost, then I would say it would be very valuable. But since it's only an extended duration, like it's not really that big of a deal. Now, the last thing, I would actually have a C4 right here if I had it unlocked, but I don't. I would have a C4 and an EMP. So this is the main class setup for that. Now, the only difference you see between my FAL and my A94 is one of them has stuns, the other one has concussions. What? No, I just fucked that up. One of them has EMPs, the other one has concussions, and this one also has concussions. Basically, I'd put a C4 on all three of these as well, and have one tactical. But basically, the reason I do that is because there's no reason to have stuns on all three classes, and there's no reason to have EMPs on all three classes, because if the enemies are using Tac Mask, then, you know, you just wasted a fucking slot by having stuns, because they're not going to be affected. Now, if you put on EMPs, the enemies have hardwired, well, you just wasted another fucking slot. So, it's good to mix it up, so you'll always be able to counter what the enemies are running if you have it mixed up like that. So that's the reasoning behind that. Now, for the Scorpion is the gun I run fast mag on because it's a sub, and I usually get up in the action with it, and I need to reload quickly, and also because it fires at a very quick rate, so I usually run out of ammo after 1 to 2 kills, so I need to reload quickly. With the MSMC, you probably don't need fast mag, but with the Scorpion, I definitely think so. Now, as far as subs, the only subs you should ever be running are either the MSMC or the Scorpion, maybe the MP7 if you're really just like that good with it. If you just feel like your MP7 shot is just so much better than your MSMC or Scorpion or whatever, maybe you can run it because it's a decent gun, but you need to definitely be either running the MSMC or the Scorpion, 100%. And as far as the attachments, I run long barrel on all my subs. I feel like it gives you, you know, you win more gunfights with it because of the additional damage at the extended range or whatever. I don't know what that range is, but in my opinion, it just feels like I'm winning more gunfights when I run long barrel, so that's why I run it. Scorpion's the only sub I don't run quick draw. If I was going to make an MSMC class, it would be like this. Well, I don't have MSMC. Alright, we're going to just pretend this is an MSMC, and that would be my class setup right there. I'd run quick draw and long barrel and MSMC, but since this is Scorpion, I run fast mag. So yeah, those are my basic classes right there. You can change those out to whatever guns you like to use and attachments, but those are the perk loadouts you should probably be using and the tacticals and stuff. So yeah, now I have my hardwire classes. These are pretty much the exact same, except I just took off the lethal and the tactical, and I put on perk 2 grade and put on hardwire. These are the exact same classes. Just sometimes you need hardwired if they call in a counter, if they're throwing a lot of EMPs, you know, whatever the situation may be. You do need hardwired sometimes, so I put it on. Now, the last class setups are these three. They have ghosts. Now, I usually never really start out with these classes. There's only really 2 situations where I'll use these classes. First one is the enemies are, you know, the type of kids. Well, first of all, if the enemies are using ghost and, you know, they're making me mad when they're using ghost, then I'll pull it out, obviously, if they're going to use it. Now, the only other 2 situations I would use it is at the end of a game, if it's coming down to it and we really need the win or something, it's a close game and they have UAVs up and we really need to get the rotations down, we need to win the game, then I'll pull it out just to get the win. Or if like they're just the type of kids who are like, sometimes I play people in multi who they just farm the fuck out of the hill and they get all kinds of streaks, man. And we'll be beating them by 100 points, but they'll just be throwing up the UAVs, throwing up the counters and stuff. And I have to switch to Ghost in that situation because those kids just annoy me, man. They're the kids that like they don't even play like for the win. They play for streaks and they expect the streaks to get them the win. But you need to play for the win and get streaks along the way. That's the way you should be playing. Because the kids that play for streaks, they never win. You'll never win. You'll see they'll drop 50 kills on us or something. They'll drop stilt choppers. They'll drop, a fucking lodestar or something. But they'll never win the game like that. So those kids, I'll pull this on as well because those kids are losers. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And you can see I changed up the tacticals once again in all three of them. And this last class right here, I just have it as a Remington. Sometimes I pull it out on Hijacked on the bottom hill. It helps out a lot. Maybe like Yemen on the Churchill. Sometimes it helps. This class can be changed to whatever you want. You can even use this as like a pub stomping class. This is what I do on my main account on Savage. I make this a pub stomping class. I have Scavenger on it. And then I have 9 anti-classes just in case anyone joins my game or we're trying to play tryhards. I have the classes ready to go. And anytime I'm trying to go for a gameplay or something, I'll just, put whatever gun I want on this class. And I'll already have the perks and stuff ready to go. And I'll just, go pub stomp with it. But if you wanted to have a tryhard class, the shotgun, you can use it occasionally. It's not good to it's not even really good to use like as a primary weapon on any like map, like because you'll lose a lot of gunfights where you're out of range. But on rare circumstances, you can pull it out and be very effective with this. So that's pretty much that. You can also, I don't know what else gun. There's no other really. I wouldn't really recommend any other guns to put on this class. Maybe like. Nah, I don't even know. I just keep it as a shotgun or a pub stomping class, in my opinion. That's the best way to do it. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it as far as my class setups go. These are the classes that I've been successful with for the last year and a half. Thought I'd share them with you guys. You might enjoy them. Your classes should look very similar to this, if not the same. If you're using other stuff, I don't know what you're doing. You're lost. You need to fix that right away. But anyways. That is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already. Follow me on Twitter. Links in the description down below. Other than that, have a good day, guys, and peace out.